Welcome to a new episode of I Am the Key.
I'm so happy to be here. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really good. I was thinking about what to say, in this episode, um and what our topic should be about. And last night when before falling asleep, came to my mind this idea. It's more like knowledge, wisdom. And it all started with the idea of becoming. I hear and I read everywhere. Become your best self. Become. Everywhere is become. Become.
And do you find this a bad thing?
Well, it's not that it's a good or a bad thing. It's, I feel that it is not true because we identify ourselves with another version that we don't want and we want to change that. And becoming something that we consider we're not, it's what you think it's not true. We could go a little bit deeper with this, okay? And it is not that it is not true in the sense of what our senses perceive.
Mm-hmm.
Because indeed, what it looks like, it is a kind of becoming, right? But what what I feel in the message that I got last night, asking, God, source, what is this becoming? What is this? Where does this come from? And the knowledge that I got is this, that um we occupy states of being, and it is a continuous jump from being to being to being to being. In every moment you occupy a state of being. You're not a human becoming. You are, and each and one of us is a human being. You never become. This is a lie that we tell ourselves. We're becoming our best selves. The thing is, the message that I got last night was really striking for me because it was raw, and it was so unapologetically mm, unapologetically real. And it was this, that this becoming is in fact an illusion. And it does seem at the surface level that you are transforming, you are going through a type of transformation from one state to another. But this is basically the surface level that you perceive, right? But at the deepest level, right, at the divine plane, at the core, we jump instantaneously from states. You occupy a state, right? A state of being in each and every moment. And time is not a linear structure, right? It is it's more like a void. Everything happens now. So basically, if you decide that you want to be your best version, then you are your best version right now. Full stop. There is no becoming. You're not going to be better, right? Unless you believe so. And so basically, it's kind of a type of a postponing thing, like an excuse. I'm going to become the best version in the future. So you keep everything in the future. Whereas the true state of being that you occupy is right now. If you decide that you want to be your best version, there is no better version than you right now. So it's really embracing who you are this very moment, because there is never another moment than now. There is a now, and in a few seconds, another now, and now, and now. So this becoming is literally at the surface level. We see the transformation slowly. But what's important is that in order for you to experience the state of being fully, it is to be consistent, in the sense that you want to completely change your life, let's say. You want to be completely different, which you are free to choose, right? From infinite potentials, right? You can be whoever you want to be. There is no limitation to that.
And isn't this becoming? So you consider that you are not that right now, and you in the future are going to be that version. But right now you are not that.
Why are you not that?
For instance, people that want to lose weight and have a certain type of body. Right now they're not at that point, but they are embodying the desire and the actions. They're doing the actions, but in the physical realm, you don't experience that right now. You experience it in time, the transformation. And so it's still becoming. It looks as if it's a becoming. But as I said, at the core level, you are a being. You must occupy a state of being. And there is no better version of you than the one that you are in right now. So full acceptance of yourself is required. And I noticed what you are saying. Full acceptance is very important.
Yes. And it looks at the surface level that you are going through a type of transformation, right?
Yes.
But it is because the new reality that you are embodying changes the structure. Reality must rearrange itself in order to mirror what you are inside.
So it's not something that you're doing. It's basically you're tapping in a different timeline where that version of you becomes the reality you experience.
Right. The key here is to always understand that one must be consistent. Be consistent in holding, right, and holding that state of being.
Okay.
Be whoever you want to be. Imagine that you are now, and you imagine every day that you are that person, right? And the reality will reflect that. It's no, you don't delay this. You're not going to become. You are occupying the state every single day. And your energy bodies, your structure, everything else, your friends, and you're going to go through many changes, right? There are people that are going to be, that will leave, let's say, your life, and new people will come in. So you're closing chapters. You're exactly as you said. Exactly as you said. You are changing timelines. So that timeline where you are a businessman, let's say, or a businesswoman, you are going to experience, to have different experiences, different people, different lifestyle, maybe. So you must know what you want. You must know what you want, have the feelings right now in your body, mentally be there, envision that crystal clear what you want, and every day do the actions. Just do it.
I think another thing that I want to add here that is very important is disregard the senses. So disregard what the reality that you're perceiving right now shows you. Because when you are engaging and changing yourself to another version of you, you are still going to experience the same people for a while, maybe hard circumstances or things that you don't really want to experience, and like being attached to that reality and everything that comes from the outside disconnects you from who you are in the inside, and in recognizing your potential and your divine self. So being in touch and alignment with your vision, so what you want to be, okay, and recognize, okay, I am this right now. No matter what happens on the outside, I'm going to stick with what I know to be true for me, what I know that at one time, at some point in time, that reality will show to me on in this physical reality. And this is for me very important. Just disregard anything that shows uh your senses that you can see physically.
Yes, precisely. And I think that the number one reason why people fail to live their best life is this: there is no consistency. So you must persist in envisioning that life, but not projecting it in the future as if it is going to happen. Because, as I said, it goes always back to the state that you're occupying. If you think of something that you want to bring into your life, right? You want to crystallize or manifest, it's always going to be then. So every moment you're occupying a state of not being that. You are not that which you want. So this is the story that you're telling yourself. You are not that right now. And the reality will mirror that back to you. You're not that. Because the universe never argues. It loves us so much, so fully. We are our own creators. We create this reality that we are in, right? We have full authority, and we are so loved that nothing will come, no one and nothing will ever come and contradict us and say, look, you have forgotten that you are a creator with full potential, with full glory. And so you create, and whatever you say, it is a declaration. And everything else must obey. Okay? So you must be aligned mentally, emotionally, and physically. Right. Because we have these structures, right? The mental plane, the emotional plane, and the will power, will force, right? And we use these three centers every single moment that we are conscious. And we have the thoughts that are as real as anything else that we perceive with our physical senses. They are real. The emotions are the ones signaling where we are at, energetically speaking. If we embody faith, if we embody um, abundance, whatever we signal emotionally, it is the energy that signals where we are at. Because mentally, you might not have the thoughts of lack, let's say, but emotionally, you feel drained. You feel that you're sad, right? But you're not putting it into words necessarily. But the state that you are occupying, emotionally speaking, is of lack. So that is another signal from the center, the emotional center, right? And the actions. Our actions are the concrete embodiment of who we believe we are. And we might say, or we might have the thoughts, really, really amazing thoughts, right? Let's say I want to go to the gym. And I'm projecting, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go 3 times a week, 4 times a week. and I'm going to eat that and that and that, and I'm going to be amazing, and I just see myself fit and powerful. And then, emotionally speaking, I'm so enthusiastic, I am joyful, I'm prepared. But the actions do not mirror that. Instead of going to the gym, I avoid engage in doing something else. Right. And I delay that. I either don't go, I postpone, I find something else more important, and I say, it's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, and so on. So the actions are the only ones, and I see this with 100% certainty. Our actions are the only step that will bring to fruition. Yes, that will bring to fruition what we want.
What we envision for ourselves.
Yes. The life that we want will only be manifested if we just do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you show, so let this 2026 be all about doing, in the sense that you are in your imagination, yes, in the state of being, you are that already. And then everything that you do, since you wake up, you are doing the action. Whatever that is, you know precisely what, because there is no correct answer. There's no wrong or right. There's just what you believe that you are supposed to do in order to be that. So if you want to be a doctor, you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Those are the actions. If you want to be anything that you want to be, you know precisely what actions should be done in order for this to be manifested. So it's all about doing.
Yeah, but people are fearful. They fear of being rejected. They fear of what people might say, consider them cringy.
Weird. This is a word that I hear a lot. And I hear my kids use this.
Cringe?
Cringe. Everything is cringe. As a trend.
So they fear being rejected by their friends, saying, well, we don't think you're that which you appear to be on Instagram, TikTok, and on any other platform. We don't know who you are. So, what do you think about what do you feel about fear? Do you think fear exists? Because for me, fear, it's not real. I cannot not be real. It's a projection of our mind of the worst case scenario that it might never come true. But if we can imagine the worst case scenario, why can we not imagine the best case scenario and just project that? How would it go?
I think it would be fabulous. So just be delusional.
Yeah.
Completely delusional in that sense. Just be relaxed, and what could happen?
Mm.
Never did fear ever help anyone. So why not stop being in fear? But to answer your question about fear, you know, I've heard a man speak about this, and I want to mention it again. Fear has been mentioned in all the Bibles, in all translations from ancient times. And it is, I think that what he said, I did not research on my own, but he said that it is this statement, do not fear, has been mentioned countless times. I think that the most used statement in all the Bibles is this: do not fear. This statement, it is not there to comfort you. It is a command
To stay in your full authority.
Do not fear in this way. Not, don't fear. Don't fear. But you see the difference? Do not fear. Because you've got nothing to fear. When you know that you are carrying the light of God within you, what is there to fear? So do not fear. And the moment you feel fear is the moment you know that you are at the edge of expansion. You are going to be better with every moment that you face your fears. You are going to be stronger. With every obstacle and every threshold that you are passing, you receive more blessings. This is how I see it. Enter in your courage area. Be courageous and know that you are complete, you are supported, you are protected, and nothing can ever harm you. Because you have the divine plane. There is Godhead within you. There is the source. You are source experiencing a physical life as a human being. That's it. And so everything that you do must come from that place of, and in that moment, you are being your most authentic self. And I read on Instagram, there's I think that the head of Instagram posted something about AI creating amazing and very realistic images and videos. And right now, what's more important is that one should find his own imperfect way and post as imperfect. I don't want to paraphrase, but it does mention that this is going to be valued. Being imperfect, being seen as imperfect, and being authentic. Yes, in that way. So anything you do, make sure it's something you feel like it's your touch. Yes, it's not like anyone else there. Exactly. And this imperfection, actually, that we consider imperfect, is actually so beautiful, because now AI can create anything. It can be so perfect, and people are not looking for perfection anymore, because life is never perfect. We have ups and downs. We have so many emotions. We're not being understood, and there's so many experiences of being human. Emotional roller coaster. Yes. Woo. And we're going through so many things and so many lessons, and it's just everything is imperfect. Everything is imperfect. And, I've been looking for perfection in my own perfection, let's say. For many years, I've tried to be my most perfect self, as best as I could, as read as many books, speak as better as I ever could, learn the languages, be the perfect mother, be the perfect everything perfect. You know what? I failed. I was so miserable. But how many years did we actually postpone filming because we never found the right set?
It was the lights were not good. The cameras were like not good quality, or we consider they were not perfect. And like, okay, not today. We're not gonna do that today because nothing is really perfect. So we're just gonna postpone that. And how did that went? We kept on postponing for years. Yeah. And never show up. But inside, we really felt miserable. We felt we were not doing what we wanted to do. Just because we're comparing ourselves to others on Instagram, like this and that, they're looking perfect. Everything they're doing looks so amazing, but we don't know how to do that. How did Yes, and we would always look for something that we needed more. Yeah. We needed a better phone, we needed a better setup, we needed more people, and in our team, we always needed something else. Yeah. But this year is different, and the last year was also different. It's recognizing your authentic self and really showing up as you are, and then really not disengage from expectations. Really just do whatever you love, and the people that need to see your content will see it. The people that you need in your life for whatever business you have will come, right? So it's just embodying, again, going back to, oh, by the way, we were embodying lack. This is the reason why we never liked anything. We were pretending to be someone that we were not. You see, because we wanted to be better than who we were. We didn't like ourselves. So, of course, we'd never liked whatever we purchased, whatever setup we had. You see, we did not accept fully who we were. And from that state, you are in fear of judgment. You believe that people would judge. So it's fear of judgment. We had this and still have it to some degree. But right now, what I stated for myself was this: I am going to do what I love no matter what. And whoever is saying this and needs to hear the message, may this message bless them in whatever way they need. And I don't expect right now, I don't expect you to like me. I don't need your like. I don't need anything from you. I'm not going to take anything. I don't care how many views. I don't care about anything else but you using whatever you believe will serve you in your life. The content, the piece, the segment, whatever there is, you can use it if you need it. So, but I would like to mention, and I have one story that I really want to share. It's not that one. It's not that one that you're thinking of. Not ready for that one. It's another one with my angel. And I have many angel stories. This is going to be a very interesting episode. Okay. Okay, so at the beginning, when we all started with the books, with the film, this was a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's like 3 years ago. And I had some crazy experiences that I will share at some point. And it was all a mess. I was a mess. And my life changed completely from then. And I would ask questions because I knew that my angel is real. I will just mention this, that I've seen my angel, and I can connect with my angel really well. And I was driving. I was going to take my kids from the kindergarten. It was afternoon. And I went, and I was so angry
in the sense that I had so many questions because I didn't know who is going to film the film, who is going to help me write the book. I never wrote a book. So I had some, plus staying with the kids, plus so many things. And there was a very loving message, a very loving thought that came into my mind was, do you know that you're going to die someday? Mm. What? I never expected. I knew that it was from my angel. I said, yes, I know that I'm going to die one day. And my angel said, and can you live with that? Mm. I said, yes, I'm not really interested in knowing when I'm going to die. Why would you even ask me this? And the next question, the next statement was that, well, you're going to be fine without ever knowing how it's going to happen. I was anxious. I was like, and I want to know. Why would you want to know everything? Isn't this not knowing nice? You don't know what is going. Right now, I know that there is a perfect timing, and you and I and whoever will never know God's ways. But then I had to do so many things. I had so many projects, and I would want the answers, especially knowing that I can see my angel, that I can connect. I'm like, I need the answers now. Just have complete faith. And that is, and trust your process that everything you want will be supplied by God. Yes. God is the best supplier ever. And trusting, I think the trusting process is essential. Is very important for our life. Do you want to hear another angel story? I would really love that. It was I love Lorna Byron, I think her name is an author. She wrote many angel books about angels, and I've read one of those books, and because I can connect with angels, not all the angels, but especially my angel, your guardian angel, my guardian angel. I have a friend to which I would tell many stories about angels and about Lorna. I would share so many stories. And I wanted, one day I felt like, hey, you know what? I'm going to order online some books from Lorna. And well, the package arrived, and I went to pick up the package, and it was not there. And in the PO box, I could never find the books. I ordered 2 books, and I was quite disappointed because, and I called the company that sent me the books, and I could not reach anyone. It's just not working. It was so weird. And then after 4 days, one morning I woke up and I said, I told my angel, you know what? This is not fair. I feel that this right of me gifting these books has been taken away from me. And I need, and I ask, I pray that you help me find those books. Because my intention is pure. I want to help someone with these books. And kid you not. Within 2 hours, I got a call from an unknown number. And I picked up and said, yes. Hi, is this Rodica? I said, yes. Well, I found a package. It says they're books. And they were in a different P.O. box. And I was so mesmerized by how divinely God and angels work when you pray. And every single time I request, I ask, I pray for their guidance, for their help, and they always give it no matter what, unconditionally. They never ask anything in return. And I have so many angel stories because I include them, the angels and creation and other beings, in my everyday life. It's an everyday thing. So what I do is, I have another story. So I wanted to sell my laptop. And my laptop, I did not open that one for like 1 year. And I have forgotten all the passwords. I forgot, it just didn't work. Didn't work. I could not restart it. I could not sell it. And my kids were crying, and I had to sell it. I had to be really, really fast. I had to restart it completely as a new laptop. And I still remember her. My kids were crying. This was not working. And in that moment, I became aware of my power and directly connected to my guardian angel. I said, Guardian angel, I need a miracle. Within 1 minute, my laptop started working perfectly. I was in awe of how beautiful my angel worked. It was, but you have to request. This is something I've learned over time. There is no intervention unless you specifically ask. Maybe there is, I've got no idea, but not to the degree that you want. So in everyday life, I ask for even the most insignificant thing in my life. I ask, please. For instance, I have 4 kids, and goodness, it is a pleasure to to go to the mall and everywhere with them. So I ask, okay, in the car. I'm in the car, I'm driving, and I say, I set my intention, and I connect with my angel, and I say, please make this journey to the mall be blessed, in harmony, and may we find parking spot, may we eat amazing food, and may all kids be well, and me. It's really nice. I also know that when you cook, oh, you ask for help, and they help you cook amazing meals. Yes, sometimes you don't have any clue enough of what to cook, and so you're like, I I pray that you help me find the recipes, the ingredients, everything that I need to prepare a loving meal for everyone. Yes. And the kids always say, Mom, this is the most amazing meal. Like, I don't cook often, I must say this. I'm not the best cook in the world, nor do I love it that much. It's just not one of my passions. But when I cook, I pray that my angel blesses the food. And I ask this, can you please pour some of your magic into the food? And voila, it happens. It becomes true because of our belief. Everything that we believe to be so, creation must obey. This is why every time I have the opportunity, I mention this, that beliefs is belief systems are very important. And meditation, if we can incorporate somehow meditation in our everyday life, even for a few minutes, just connect
Just connect with yourself and be in a quiet place with yourself. And I know I have kids. There is a lot of noise and chaos, let's say, but I wake up earlier and I connect and I pray and I stay with myself, and it is doable.
What time? What is earlier?
Well, when I wanted to meditate for a longer period of time, I would wake up at 4:30. Now I wake up around 5, and the kids wake up around 6 every day. 6, 7 in the weekends. So there is still time, a little bit of time. Anyone can adjust to have 5-10 minutes of quiet moments where there are no thoughts, just pure presence, and connect with yourself. Be in your body, not projected somewhere, not elsewhere, because outside is pure chaos, signals, information. Everything is information. But within you, when you truly stay with yourself, you get to know yourself better. You get to understand why you do what you do, what it is that you truly want to do. You know, people in our lives, families, friends, members, everyone has an opinion of what to do, what everyone should do. They all have an opinion. But in order to find your authentic self and know what you're supposed to be doing, whatever that is, just connect with yourself and you have within all the answers. And I've I've received this through emails and comments about purpose. What is my purpose? People ask, what is my purpose? And what I believe that this purpose has been searched for a long time. And we projected too much importance on purpose and forgot to really enjoy the life. Exactly. And I think that God does not really care about your purpose as much as he cares about the love that you're pouring into whatever you choose to do. And that is the difference of living a quality and a good life instead of always running towards what my goal should be. It's like a race that you're, always looking for answers, always looking for purpose. What is my journey? What am I supposed to be doing? All these questions, they get these questions really take you further from yourself rather than closer. Because the more you search, the further you go. The search stops when you are. I know this is deep, but the moment you are with yourself and you accept yourself without the need to change, if you completely accept yourself with all the thoughts, all the judgment, everything dissipates and you have found love. Because everything is within. And this might seem mumbo jumbo. Why in all the books everyone says everything is within? Like, what do you mean within? Like, where do I go and where do I search? All these questions are good questions. How do you go within? What do you mean within? Well, in the book that we wrote, there is a symbol. It is the circle dot. So there is a circle and a dot in the middle. And this symbol represents the unity
and the lack of separation of the divine plane to all the layers, all the other planes of existence. And the divine plane is always in the middle, and the rest, you've got the divine plane, you've got the spiritual plane, the causal plane, the astral plane, the mental plane, the vital plane, and the physical plane. So all these planes are but the surface of the main plane of the Godhead. And you can never separate the dot from the circle. And so are you, each and one of us, the creator of the life. Let's say the dot is you, and the life that you experience, the one that is perceived by the senses, is the circle. So the creator is experiencing himself. So is God experiencing himself through us. And so this is why everything is but a mirror. Whatever we have in our centers, the mental plane, emotional plane, and the actions that we do in every day, as people might say, just because I had those thoughts, it doesn't really matter. It matters. Every single thought, every single emotion and action matters tremendously, not a little bit. Everything matters because the thoughts that you're projecting stay in your field. So take responsibility for everything that you're projecting in your field because it affects you and everyone else. I'm sorry, am I very funny? You're very nice. Thank you. Oh, go ahead. Continue. Yes, so the divine plane is never separate from us. It is within. And we are also experiencing as God, experiencing reality. So I want to close this episode with mentioning that there is never anything that you lack. The one that is going to be the version of you that is going to be your best self is within you right now. It is you with the right thoughts, with the right emotions, and with the right actions. It's still you. So how do you start? You accept yourself fully. Stop judging who you are, who you've become, and accept yourself and do the right things once and for all. Just quit the chit chat in your mind, the old stories that you've been telling yourself. Just change the story and tell yourself a different and a beautiful story about how you would like to experience life right now. And you will see your life really beautiful. Step in with courage. Know that you are protected. Know that you have full authority over your life. And start small. Start small. Every thought counts. Every emotion counts. Every little step counts. Amazing. Wow. Thank you so much. I thank you. Looking forward to our next discussion. Really happy about everything you shared. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for watching. Love you.